Southern Tasmania. Apologies for the impromptu live session. I just wanted to continue my series of my favourite retiring items, just with one more video this week. Plus, I'm heading away over the Easter period, so I'm not sure I'll get to be with you live on Saturday. So I'm not sure I'll get to be with you live on Saturday as usual, because I'll be up the north of the state with my youngest son and his partner, having a Christmas visit, having a Easter visit anyway. But anyway, so I thought I'd pop on now, just show you this stamp set, or make something with this stamp set here, the framed Florets stamp set and dies, both of which are retiring. The dies are a huge 60% off. So the dies, which are really one of the best oval dies I've seen for a long time, they're down to $26. So these dollars are all Australian dollars, of course. Comparable reductions in your market, I'm assuming, if you're not Australian. But Australian dollars down 60% to $26. The stamp set is still $41, but if you buy them together, you get them both for $67 Australian. So that's actually a reduction of $30 on the bundle that that you could have previously bought. So as I say, on sale through till the 2nd of May. Right, so there's a couple of other things that are currently on sale, but I'll get to them as we get through. So I'm going to make one of my favourite designs with this particular stamp set. I have used this one many times in my classes. So this is one of the cards that everyone seems to like a fair bit and request again and again and again. It's actually an easel card, nothing too fancy, but I think with the ovals, it makes it something very special. The previous version I did with the designer series paper that came with the bundle, or came with the suite, was a lovely bright pinks and reds and things like that. But I'm going to use this time, since we don't have that one anymore, I'm going to use this one. This is from the Country Floral designer series paper, which is actually on sale as well. I should have actually told you what that is. Bear with me, I will look it up online. What is it called? Country something. Let's have a little look. So most of the designer series papers are on sale at the moment. It's the Country Floral Lane designer series paper, and it is down to $16.80 a pack. So down from $21 down to $61.80. So if you like this one, I've used it a fair bit. I think I'm down to my single sheets left, so you'll see, and a few scraps. So using that, the highlight colour there is the petal pink. I'm contrasting that with some Pool Party, which is a continuing colour, thankfully, because I use that one a lot too. And I've got a petal pink card base. So I'll pop the measurements up in the comments if you'd like to see those. So don't worry too much, but I'll just give you a quick rundown now. 11-inch card base, scored at 5.5 and 2 3/4, or 2 3/4 and 5.5, and that forms our easel there like that. Then we've got another piece of petal pink, which is 5.5 by 4 1/8, and it sort of sits up on front like that to give us a nice little area for decorating there. So excellent. So I can see a few people jumping on. Thank you, guys. I know there's a couple of us online at the moment, but as I said, going away at the weekend, I just wanted to get this card made with you, and then whether I get time to record one for Saturday or not, it won't really matter too much anyway. Okay, so let's get decorating. So I've got the layers of Pool Party and then the layers of the designer series paper. It's got some lovely hearts on this one. It's really nice. So I'm just going to layer those up. So the one layer is for the base of the easel, so the bit that sits on the ground. And this one is 1/4 of an inch smaller. So this one's 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. Twice, because the one for the top's the same. And the paper is 1/8 of an inch smaller. So that makes that, what, 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. And you just get that nice little contrast of the Pool Party which I don't know, would you call Pool Party a blue or a green or a bluey green? Probably more a blue than a green. And you get that lovely contrast of colours between the two pinks. Maureen, you're in hospital, lovey. I didn't know. Is that something that was a bit impromptu or a bit of a, or was something that's scheduled? Anyway, thinking of you, lovely. Hope you're out soon. Okay, so that's the bottom of the card. So that's the base there. So we've got our bit that flips over. So we'll do this. We'll layer up this one as well. So again, the paper, this is the same size, 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. Onto the blue Pool Party. I hope everyone has a lovely Easter, regardless of where you're watching from, assuming that that's something you celebrate. Yeah, looking forward to seeing my Sammy, although we'll be back on Saturday. Couldn't stay away too long with the dog to be looked after. Our eldest is going to pop by and spend some time with her and feed her, but it's not quite the same with no one in the house. I think if we need to go away for a longer period of time, she needs to sort of either have a house sitter or go to kennel, but we'll arrange that once it happens, once Stephen retires and we do our travelling. Okay, so there's that top one done as well. So this one, this panel here is just going to stick on the adhere to the lower half of that, or the lower half of that one's going to stick to just that little front-facing panel there. So let's go there like that. And then when you fold it flat, everything should line up. So make sure you do that, like line up so that the sides and the tops and the bottom, it just all looks like one flat piece. Okay, obviously it's going to open up and look pretty specky, but you need to fold it flat as well. Okay, so there we are. So that's fundamentally an easel card. Probably everyone's stock in trade, a nice simple clean lines of an easel. Okay, so let's do the bit that's specific to our beautiful framed florets. Those R's always catch me up. So these are the dies. As I say, the dies are amazing with this stamp set. These beautiful ovals. Yeah, I'm going to really miss the ovals. There's one that larger ornate one, which is the one that you can see there on top. Looks a bit like the mirror from Sleeping Beauty, and then a smaller one which is just got some, or not just, but it's got some embossing on it. So that's the two ovals. So I've cut them both with, you can use them individually or you can pop them together. So it's, you know, you can get double your money. You can pop them together to make a composite frame, or you can just use them on their own, which is just as nice. Anyway, so I do also have a white oval, which I cut from, it's just the centre of this one, cut from white cardstock instead of the blue. And I'm going to actually use that behind everything as a little sort of sentiment box there. You can just leave it empty and then you see your beautiful designer series paper through, but I want to be able to pop my sentiment on there. So I've made a white panel of the same, from the same die. So what we're going to do here is, first of all, I'm going to pop the white panel in behind the embossed panel, or the smaller of the two. Ooh. And just trying to line it up as well as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to see it, but it's nice to get it lined up nicely. So it's just behind there, just so it doesn't poke out too much, just like that. Okay, that's going to sit here. So I might just add that now. So just on glue, no great trauma there. There we are, sort of central, sort of straight. There we are. And then, oh, I'm such a silly Billy. It's actually, this one has to go underneath. So I have to bring it out really quick. This one has to go under there, and that sits on top. Eek. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Julianne can sort it. Okay, so I'm going to pop this one on first and then this one over the top so that it makes that sort of frame. The other way would have been nice too, but I think it's sort of more ornate this way. So how did I do that? It's racking the old memory now. I'm going to add some, because I want this one to stick up higher. Okay, so I want dimensionals. So I'm going to glue this one down. Oh, yeah. Got a day of running around to do today as well. Some things to do with my daughter-in-law and getting a haircut. So, yeah, my mind's probably not as 100% on crafting as it should be. But that's okay. It's always the fun. And so that one's going to sit on there. I knew it looked a little bit plain, just like that. Just with a tiny bit of glue, because then we're going to bring in some dimensionals. Oh, if that hasn't stuck to where it shouldn't. I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to sit this one on top, and that looks much nicer. But I'm going to stamp my sentiment first, because that would be a disaster if I popped it on dimensionals and then didn't stamp the sentiment. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I'm going to have quite a large sentiment on this one. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. That one there. Perfect little birthday card, this one. So I want it in a slightly darker version of our pool party. So I'm going to use my Bermuda Bay. I always use Bermuda Bay as a darker version of pool party. Now Bermuda Bay is retiring, so watch this space and see what I decide to use in its place. Yes, so I don't know what would be a darker version of pool party. Maybe Pretty Peacock or something like that. We'll see what I come up with. Mint macaron maybe. So I'm going wishes for a beautiful birthday. I'm just going to pop it really quickly in the centre of that so it doesn't stick too much, because I put all that glue on the back of it. There we go. So now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of that. And they're going to stick really well, aren't they, on top of glue. It's funny, I cut all the pieces for this card this morning thinking, yep, I know how to do this one. And it's been such a while. It's all right. Ended up in the right place. Here we are. Okay, so this one now sits there. That's much better, Julianne. There we are. Okay, so that opens up to be our opening like that. Okay, so now let's do some decorating with these pretty flowers. So the stamp set has some lovely blooms, and they're all nice simple pencil marks for colouring in. I'm going to use 2 of this one down here in the corner. So I'm going to put one up here and one down there. So I'm going to just stamp them on in black ink, and then I will die cut them. I don't know whether we need much else but these little flowers. I'll see. You can sort of really layer it up with some of the lovely other things from the dies. This one here is really nice as a sort of a spray of leaves. You can pop that in and really make it something quite substantial, but we'll see how we go. I might not need it this time round. I am going to add some ribbon. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I need 2 of this one. And I'm bringing in my blends. I'm going to use some blends on it. So the colours I've decided to use are Soft Succulent, which is one of my favourites and is retiring, but it goes nicely with the pool party. So Soft Succulent Dark for the leaves. I'm going to have one flower in Sweet Sorbet, light Sweet Sorbet, and another one in Dark Flirty Flamingo. So those three there. I'm just going to do them the same. And I'm not really going to bother too much with too much blending action as well. Just colour them straight. I still have quite a lot to do, and if I'm going to record a video for Saturday, yeah, I'll have to design one first, maybe this afternoon after my haircut. I was going to try and get to the gym this afternoon as well, but we'll see. Lower priority, sadly. Maybe I'll get there. Okay, so that's the leaves on that one. Do the other one. I love my Soft Succulent, really do. Yeah, I'm going to miss that colour. I mean, I'll use it for my own personal use, and obviously it might pop up in a video now and then, but it'll be gone as a colour from the catalogue. So a lot of our colours are retiring. Some of our core colours are retiring, and obviously we're losing the old in colours. So we have a big sale on at the moment. So if you wanted to stock up on your blends or your ink pads, I think refills are selling fast. Somebody said to me the other day that a couple of the basic ones have already gone. So if you were wanting to stock up on your refills and things like that, please don't dally, because they will, once they're gone, they are gone. Especially with the retiring ones, they don't make any more. They don't bring them back. So yeah. This is the Sweet Sorbet. This is our current in colour, the one that's staying. We've got some lovely new in colours coming soon, which as soon as you get hold of your catalogue, if you're a customer, your catalogue should be on its way to you now. If you're not a customer of mine and you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a catalogue, please reach out either on my Facebook page or send me an email. The email is on my YouTube channel if you wish. I think there's also a link to my Facebook page there as well. So please reach out, and I can arrange to get a catalogue to you if you don't have your own demonstrator. If you have a demonstrator, please reach out to them. If they should have, or if they are an active demonstrator, they should have a facility to send you a catalogue as well. A lot of people shopping online these days, they don't need to have a catalogue in their hands. I tend to like to hold it and flip through it, which is a bit, show my age a bit, don't I? Does everyone else, what do they prefer? Does everyone else sort of, happy to look online, or do you like to get that catalogue in your hands and leaf through it? I wonder whether it's an age group thing. There we are. So just some very simple colouring there. I haven't gone too mad with it. I've just coloured those. Okay, those were just plain straight there. Then I'm going to die cut them and I'm going to pop them on our card. So I'll bring in my baby. Didn't think I'd ever use this one. I mean, it was it's a nice little machine and all, and it's cute, and it doesn't take up much space. I always used to think to myself, oh, I'm not sure it's quite light, so as you probably see when I do the cutting, I do have to put a fair bit of downward pressure on it, just to stop it from wobbling about. But I use it a lot, actually, just because it's so light and it's just sitting here on the desk and I don't have to move too far. That's a bad thing, isn't it? I use it because it's close and I don't have to move. That's terrible. I'll definitely need to get to the gym this afternoon now I've said that. So I'm just going to cut this one out. But I think it would be a good one if you were... You might need to put some tape on that. A good one if you were heading off in your caravan and you wanted to keep some crafting happening, but you didn't want to take up too much space. Yeah, or you just have a small end of the desk that you use for your crafting. It's also a good one if you're limited with space. It is the only limiting factor really is that it's just a wee bit more narrow than the, well, it's more narrow than the big one. So obviously there are only certain, especially embossing folders, there's only certain embossing folders you can use. You can always cut down your paper and get your dies through. That's not as much of a problem. There we are. Okay, so we've got our two little flowers here. Where have I put my card? Here we go. So I'm just going to pop one up in that corner and one down here. I'll put that one that way. Okay, so it's going to be half on the frame and half off the frame. So I'm going to grab a couple of dimensionals just to put the bit that's on the outside of the frame so that doesn't wobble around too much. And then a wee bit of glue on what's going to be the top side where it's on the frame itself. So yeah, that'll do. There we are. And the same for this one. So dimensional on that side. A bit of glue roughly around there. It's going to stick to something. There we are. Very pretty. Okay, so I just thought I'd bling it up a wee bit with some ribbon. Now this is the pool party day. I put the pool party sheer ribbon. Now this one is actually on sale as well through to the 2nd of May. I think it is the 2nd of May. It's down from, I think, $14 down to $6.30. It is a lovely sheer ribbon. It only has a hint of colour, as you can see, but it's enough to give you that beautiful sort of blue tint that we're after here. It actually gains more colour as you scrunch it up. So once I bow it, you'll see that the colour comes out quite nicely as it layers up. So there, I'm just going to do a wee little ribbon there. Let's trim that off. And then we can think of what bling we're going to use. So this little ribbon, I thought I would just tuck it up. Hopefully I haven't put the, no I haven't. Tuck it up under there so it's just in. It comes out from under our little flower there, just like that. And then it would sit, it's just going to sit on the base a little bit there. So I thought I'd just do that with a glue dot. Glue dot, glue dot, glue dot. I have put my pre-order in. One of the good things about being a demonstrator is you get to do a pre-order before anyone else, before it goes before the catalogue goes live to customers. So I was hoping to get that before Easter, but I think everyone's thinking the same thing. So it's going to be after the Easter break when it finally arrives. But it'll be nice to have wonderful new products to play with. So I'm looking forward to that. We've got that, our nice ribbon there as well. That's pretty. Okay, our bling. I thought we'd use some bling. So these are both continuing bling, so they're not for sale, not on sale at the moment, or not on special, not reduced. We've got the red green adhesive pearls, which thankfully are continuing on in the next catalogue. I thought maybe that sort of bluey green one there, maybe. Looks quite nice. Or I'll let you guys choose. I've got a few of you on. These are the pastel adhesive back sequins. I thought maybe the gold would stand out nicely. So green pearls or gold sequins, what do you think? I'll just wait for a couple of seconds till people come on and tell me what they think. Usually it's it seems to be a pretty straightforward choice and everyone comes up with the right answer, and it takes me ages. So green pearls, or green, they're more blue-green pearls, or gold sequins. What do you think? Nobody coming up with any green. So we've got green from someone. Yeah, I think I'm actually leaning towards the green myself, or even the silver. No, but I think the green would be nice. Yeah, so let's go green. Not so many of you on at the moment, so it might take a while to come to a group decision if I wait. But let's use the green and see how they look. Yeah, they go so nice with the pool party. There we are. How's that? Okay, one last thing. It's not much point having an easel card if it just falls over all the time. We need a little foot there to keep it open when it's on display and in all its glory. So what I have done is, and this is a punch that is continuing, so I'm so happy about that because I use it a lot, is the dual double oval punch. So somewhere here I have punched a pool party crinkly oval and a white, I've done a white crinkly oval as well. That's not what I meant to do. I need a white plain oval. I told you I was organised, didn't I? I'm going to have to bring in another piece of cardstock because I'm not going to be able to get that to go just where I want it. Now that it's stuck, I've ruined it. Okay. I want a white plain oval. And I thought I would just use from the stamp set the nice little, there's a little celebrate. It just says, just celebrate. I use it a lot. But I thought I would just back it with a little flower, just a very pale little flower in my pool party. Still using my old style stamp pad with my pool party. It just keeps going and going and going and going. It's a fairly pale colour, but I'll stamp it off once to make it even paler. And just pop that on that little oval there just to give it a little bit of colour behind. Then I'll bring in my same as I used for the main sentiment. I'll use my Bermuda Bay, soon to be no longer with us. I think that of all the colours that are retiring, I think it's the Bermuda Bay that I'm going to miss the most. But as I say, I'm sure there'll be something else I can use. There we are, celebrate. So this is going to be our foot to stop our card from falling forwards. I'm going to pop the white oval on the dimensional. So this is going to be the foot part, and then I will just glue the serrated oval to the card. Now, always with your easel cards, the further back you put it, the higher your card will sit. If you want it to sit sort of way back that way, you have to push it right back. If you're happy for it to lean forward a wee bit, then let it come a wee bit more to the front. I'm going to sort of go half and half, go sort of about there. Now, there's nowhere to actually write on this one. I've just realised as I've finished it, I might pop a little white panel on the back, I think, just for personal message. Because you want to know who sent you the card, don't you? You want to take credit for it. So for that, here we are. So that's just our little celebrate there. Did I not take the cover off that one? I didn't. Didn't take the cover off that dimensional. There we go. And it sits up like that on display. So as I say, I'm going to pop a little white panel on the back there for personal message. And then we're finished. So as I say, that was one of my customers' favourite designs from the class that I've previously did with this framed Florets stamp set and dies. Terrific special on the dies, as I say, 60% off, which brings them down to $26. So if you like the look of those, even just the frames there that I've used, and you like the look of those dies, even if you just wanted the dies, that's a good value at $26. But team it up, as I say, team it up with the stamp set for $67 all up, and that's like $30 savings on the previous bundle price, which is pretty awesome. Okay, well, that's all I wanted to show you guys today. I'm glad for that some of you joined me on my impromptu session. As I say, we're headed off tomorrow to spend Easter with my son, so I may not see you on Saturday, and if I do, it'll probably be a recorded video if I've managed to get myself organised today. So anyway, thanks very much, guys. All the links are in the description. The links through to the last chance sale and all the products that you've seen are there. So if you see anything you like, please pop in and grab it before the sale ends. Anyway, I'll see you all